right, everybody, this is going to be a fun review. So we're doing Sword Apocryphon. Okay? Now, this is a major deal with doing this review, and it really I got a little cheese. Okay. So, it comes in this cardboard sleeve. I'm borrowing this from Drew, okay? So, it comes in a cardboard sleeve. Love this. Beautiful artwork, okay? Wonderful artwork. I understand not wanting to screw up this gorgeous artwork with putting more than the mandatory text you have to put on the back, okay? So, you would think, okay, that, all right, no problem. We can put the track listing on, I don't know, the back of the CD. No. We don't bother. Even though we have all this empty space here, we don't bother. Because let's keep it looking just like this. And then, okay, fine. So maybe let's put it here. No. There is no track listing anywhere in here. The only way you find out the track listing was going in by looking at each individual song. Sorry, a sneeze came upon me as I was about to rant about. The only way you get the track listing is going through and each individual song. So, trying to learn the names of the damn songs, especially while I'm listening to this awesome album while I'm in the car driving Tracy to and from work, it becomes a lost cause. And it really sucks. So, gorgeous artwork. I love the artwork. If I were a teenager, these are the type of posters I'd have up on my wall, man. I'd definitely put these up on my wall because they're just absolutely gorgeous. But as a guy reviewing the albums, talk about a pain in my ass. All right, so I got to rely on my notes on my phone here. Now, that being said, I didn't write down notes for each individual song. Probably should have. When it comes to the band The Sword, all the songs, no matter what song I've ever heard from the band, okay? And realistically, my only exposure to this band prior to this point is Guitar Hero. That one song on Warriors of Rock, I think it was, maybe, or maybe the one before Warriors of Rock. Either way, they had one song I remember on Guitar Hero for sure, and it would have been, I believe, before this album. All their songs have the band has a very specific sound, very specific tone to them. And it's a tone, I was really surprised when I read that the band was from Texas, because the way the vocalist sounds and the way the band sounds and whatnot, they remind me a lot of the, I want to say Swedish doom metal, or just kind of doom metal from like the I'm going to say Nordic countries, but Nordic countries include quite a few countries up there. Like when you go Switzerland, Norway, Denmark, all that cold representative of like Canada kind of weather type places. Yeah, okay. So I actually thought The Sword was from there. I was surprised when I found out they were from Texas. Just because their music has that very doom metal-y sound to it. Heavy metal, doom metal, stoner metal, hard rock. Very adequate discussions or descriptions, for those songs. And very awesome sounding album. Problem is I have looking at the song titles, I wish they lined up to me in my brain. I do this as best I can though, because I know the numbers at least. The album opens up with The Veil of Isis, really decent tune, kind of a straight ahead kind of song. Sorry, I got lost in there. One of the things with The Sword, with their sound, is every song honestly sounds like it is some type of, to me, some epic sword and sorcery, barbarians, witchcraft and wizardry kind of, vibe to it. Just every last song that has that kind of. So, like, all of these songs, when those cymbals hit, it sounds like two swords striking, and, just the way the guitars come in, it's battalions coming through flanks and whatnot, or casting spells, stuff like that, not to go with, it's all like, Dungeons and Dragons kind of stuff. That's not the idea. The idea is, it's just, there's that tone, a certain sound to it. It just sounds right for the sword. Okay. The Veil of Isis, straight ahead kind of tune. Cloak of Feathers. This one's got this cool kind of jazzy-ish kind of swinging kind of sound to it, sort of. Arcane Montaigne. This one just really grabs me when it gets going. I'm just like, yeah. The Hidden Master, same thing. Dying Earth is after that, which is really good. All the songs in there, they all have their own kind of unique. Some sound, like straight ahead kind of hard rock. Some have a swinging, some kind of have bluesy. And this goes throughout the whole thing, jazz, slight swing, blues, straight ahead, hard rock, heavy metal. Kind of the go-to on all of these. And it kind of mixes in between certain songs. When you're driving and not able to look at the damn track listing, they all just kind of flow into each other so perfectly and brilliantly that it takes until you get to track 6, Execrator, which at that point feels like we're hitting more of a straight ahead kind of vibe. Sort of. You get Seven Sisters after that. Then you got Hawk and the Serpents. Hawk and the Serpents makes me look up every time. Every time this one would come on for track 8, I'd look up and go, oh, okay, track 8. Looked up a lot on this one. Eyes of the Storm Witch, and then the album's title track, Apocryphon. I'm doing a really bad job of talking about these songs and trying to ramp them up. They're really good. The whole way through is really good. Musically, I think it's fantastic. The album sounds full, thick, rich, really wonderful textures, great compositions. This is the type of album I could put on no problem and run it in the background and thoroughly enjoy it while it's playing in the background. I had it running in the car for a couple days straight. It's about a 45-minute album. So the time it would take me to drive from the house to go pick up Tracy to drive home, I'd usually go through the album once. You do that a couple times a day, so the album in my head is really, really well stuck in my head. If anything, I would say because of the style of the vocals, they don't stand out and pop to any type of real degree, which isn't a problem. They work fine for within the music, and that's a man fine, not a woman fine. So they work fine within, the music. They just don't pop and stand out on their own. Lyrically, the song that stands out the best actually is the opening to Cloak of Feathers. And it's just because the way the song is layered and set up and designed, where, you just got these clear, she wears a cloak of feathers, and just kind of starts going from there, right? For me, you could theoretically and arguably take out the lyrics, or just replace the lyrics with scatting. And I'd probably still enjoy this album all the same, because musically it's brilliant. It's a great album musically. The album has its ups and downs, its flows. It's not all. The write-up in here says it's pretty much a straight-ahead album. But I don't see it as being a straight-ahead album. The ebbs and flows in it, they're not huge ebbs and flows. For the most part, pretty steady tempo. But you do get some slowdowns. You get some variations in here. I'm really surprised in the description that prog isn't used at all. But, prog usually gets left out as a term when it comes to stoner metal and doom metal, I find. Because there are proggy-like elements to this. Not just within the lyrical content itself, but the way it'll move from track to track or within the tracks. For being 10 songs long and for only clocking in at 44 minutes, I honestly, some of the songs that are shorter, I would have thought were longer than they were. And there are quite a few times where I thought this was actually only an 8-track album. I had to double check when I saw 9 and 10 on there the first time. I went, really? There's that many songs on here? And I think it's because when we get to Execrator, Dying Earth and Execrator, I have a feeling are, when I'm listening to it, just kind of flow in a way where I feel it's kind of similar, the same song. And Seven Sisters and Hawks and Serpents kind of flow in a way with each other, sort of. But so do Eye of the Storm Witch and Apocryphon at the end, too. So it's... and it's really interesting, because when you listen to the album, you would think that it could be a concept album, but it's not a concept album. There's just certain lyrics or themes that kind of show up throughout the album. You can tell it's one guy writing the lyrics, and he kind of just had ideas going through his head while he was writing it, but it wasn't one story continuous through, just... the whole way around, would I recommend this album? Yeah, actually, I'd recommend this album. I'm doing a bad job getting into the songs. And when I do the next album for Sword, I will do my best to pay more attention to the individual tracks so I can get into them better. I'd highly recommend this album. If you like stoner metal or doom metal, definitely. Graveyard, if you like Graveyard, which is the best band I could compare these guys to, worth checking these guys out. Really good, really fun that way. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. And realistically, there's part of me that almost wants to go pick it up on vinyl. Almost, just so I can have a big picture of it, because it is really nice artwork. And I like the back too, And I think it's great that it's sunflowers, because Tracy loves sunflowers. So, just do a big vinyl blow up front and back of it kind of thing. Anyways, folks, I'm going to leave it at that. All right. There is a deluxe version out there that has additional songs on it. This is not that version. So I can't talk about the additional songs. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. I know I'm underselling this album, but let me know how badly I'm underselling it. On your way down there, like button, subscribe button, bell for notifications, please and thank you. And there's a couple links worth checking out. Otherwise, peace, love, take care.